Hello and welcome to another video from Minus Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles. And today we are looking at something quite old and now quite rare. We are looking at the 1991 release by the Hamilton Collection from their series of Star Trek 25th Anniversary plates, commemorative collection plates. And this particular plate we are looking at today is of Mr. Spock, as portrayed by Leonard Nimoy in the television series and the movies. Now, obviously, these were released to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Star Trek, which was in 1991, as the original series episode first aired in 1966. So it was the 25th anniversary, and they produced a series of character plates and ships. This particular one we're looking at today obviously is from the character series, and it is of Mr. Spock. Okay, so each of the plates come in their original box, and they also come with a certificate of authenticity, and this is the certificate we're looking at in front of us, and it says Certificate of Authenticity Spock from the Star Trek 25th Anniversary Commemorative Collection, officially authorized by Paramount Pictures. This document certifies that this fine porcelain collector plate is an issue in the official Star Trek 25th Anniversary Commemorative Collection, created by award-winning artist Thomas Blackshear and dedicated to the most innovative television series of all time. The plate is further certified to be an exclusive offering of the Hamilton Collection, and this is plate number 1878B, and you've got the signature from Thomas Blackburn II, the artist, and James P. Smith Jr., who was the chairman of the Hamilton Collection at the time. Okay, so that is your certificate of authenticity, and here we have the plate. Let's just bring that forward a little bit, and there you can see it's a beautiful design plate with a wonderful image there of Leonard Nimoy portraying Spock from the original series, giving his Vulcan live long and prosper salute, and he's in his original Star Trek shirt as seen in the original TV series, his blue shirt for the sciences and the science badge on his Delta shield. The plate is finished in gold plating around the edges. It says Star Trek, and you've got kind of like a stretched Delta badge going around the outside and a few stars in between. Beautiful looking plate. This is really lovely design. And if I turn it over to the back, there we can see it says the Hamilton Collection presents Spock, and this was limited to a total of 14 firing days, and it's got Star Trek 25th Anniversary 1991, and it says because the metallic pigmentation necessary to create this fine and reproduction may be poisonous, this decorative work of art is not for food use. And it's plate number 1878B, which matches the certificate of authenticity, and it says the Star Trek 25th Anniversary Collection, commemorative collection by Thomas Blackshear II, and you got all the copyright information there, 1991. Okay, so again, say this was a 1991 release. They did actually re-release these a few years later in '93, but this is an original 1991 release. Okay, and there we have the diameter of the plate, which is 8.5 inches, or if we want to go metric, we are looking at a total of 21.5 centimeters. So that's the diameter of the plate. And like I say, it is a really lovely looking plate cast in porcelain. And as I say, there was a whole collection of these plates that Hamilton done, including Kirk's, all of the characters from the original series. So yeah, Kirk, Spock, McCoy, Scotty, Uhura, Chekhov, and Sulu. I think that was all of them. I'm not sure if there was one done from Nurse Chapel. I don't recall seeing one of Nurse Chapel, but there may have been, but it's not one that I can recall seeing. And as I say, they did release a variety of ships as well. So there was a USS Enterprise, there was a Klingon battle cruiser, or Bird of Prey, one of the two, and a few other ships from the original series. And then, of course, they did a whole range of the Next Generation ones, but that was later on. Okay, so how well did these plates do? I'm just going to put that down a little bit because I don't want it to fall over and get damaged. So how well did these plates do? Well, yes, they done pretty well. In fact, all of the Hamilton collection plates always did do well, regardless of the collection that they were from. They were every one they've done was limited edition runs, especially obviously these particular ones, these Star Trek ones were very limited. But the downside to that really is that there's always a possibility that they're going to redo them, and they did redo these in '93. So whereas the value of the 1991 ones would have been much higher now, they're not quite as high because they were redone again in '93, which is a shame because the limited edition set of them, yeah, it kind of like makes it not so limited, if you know what I mean. But back in '91, when these became available, they weren't easy to find. So they had to be all bought direct from Hamilton. Now, if you had bought plates in the past from Hamilton, you would get leaflets sent in the post advertising next series of plates that were being sent out. Or if you bought a plate, you would get a brochure with it of up-and-coming plates. Or they were advertised in places like the Star Trek magazine, newspapers, the Sunday magazines, that kind of thing. But if you didn't read those magazines, well, you never knew about these plates until way after they come out, and way after they was the line had finished. So it's a shame, really. I can't recall these ever being advertised on television either. So the advertising was really limited to the magazines and your previous customer database. So making them available to everybody, yeah, it just really didn't happen. And 91, the internet was still very much in its infancy. Very few homes in 1991 had computers. So buying online in those days just really it didn't happen. That boost and boom didn't happen really until the late 90s, early 2000s, and then it's just got bigger and bigger and bigger. But back in 91, it was still very, very much in its infancy. So these particular items, you couldn't even order them online. The platforms had only just begun, or was just beginning. So things like eBay and Amazon was just very much beginning online. So yeah, the scope of getting these out to everybody just wasn't very good at all, I'm afraid. But of course now, what are we talking? We're talking 91 to 2024. So we're talking, what is that, 33 years. These plates are now extremely collectible, especially this first run from 1991, which are the most collectible ones. Although the value hasn't gained much over the period of time, but these are now very collectible, and they're quite difficult to find in this size. They did do also a run of smaller plates, which was about 5 inches or 4 inches, something like that. And they also were produced by, I think it was Hamilton. It might have been one of the other companies actually that produced the smaller plates. But anyway, there was other series of plates produced, and then of course the second batch of these were produced and so on. But these particular lot from 1991, the original release, are the collectible ones. So do they come up very often on the platforms? No, not really. They do pop up from time to time. They are usually without the boxes, and have been hung in the past or displayed. They don't always come with the certificates. But they do pop up from time to time on the platforms, but not as often as they used to, if you know what I mean. However, we at Midas Touch have managed to find quite a few of these plates. and they are currently available to purchase on the Minus Touch website, which you can get to quite simply by clicking the link below. It'll take you straight to the website where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Star Trek collectible plates, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive that you're not going to want to miss this, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new products which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you are looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky that you might want to buy for a friend, or maybe just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know, the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this plate with me. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next time.